I just can't wait to be a bride someday. Someday.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Indeed.
You know, I seriously doubt Helga will ever forgive you for what you have just
Cow?
done.
Who says dragon blood must be limited to people?
Hi there.
This temple is dedicated to Mara, and the light of love she shines on us all. I'm only a humble acolyte, though. If you wish to avail yourself of Mara's blessing, you should speak with Denya Balu or Maramal. See ya.
Sorry, was looking at my files.
Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence. We are devoted to the goddess Mara, who gave mortals the gift of love, that they might have a hint of eternity. Her blessings are many. To love is to know the true nature of the gods. Not all can hear the broad echoes of deepest dawn. To receive the touch of Mara, you must first act as her hands in the world. Explore the facets of the infinite jewel. Are you prepared, then, to help bring the light across this land? The dawn surely opens upon you, child. You must bear its light that all may see. Mara has reflected an image to me. At the foot of the throat and the young woman, almost a girl. Her fickle love must resolve itself. The village of Iverstead. The woman, Fastred. This is the prayer heard by the goddess and relayed to her servants. Return when she has seen her path. I will entreat Mara on your behalf. Lady Mara bids you welcome to her benevolence.
Hello. Yay! Chit-chat time! Which means no more walking time.
Why have you never taken a wife?
Ah, another lovely town with blackmail and backstabbing, thieving. Don't you just love Riften? Oh yeah? You think so too? Great, I'm so glad we agree. What are we still doing here then? Alright, team huddle. I haven't really thought about this until now, but how come you're still alone? In the romantic sense. Well, I sure hope you do. I mean, it wouldn't really be appealing as the hero job description. Save the day, but you can't save your love life. Forget that last part. I have faith. You will find the one. I mean, who wouldn't go for you? You're heroic, you're the Dragonborn. You're amazing in skills and looks and... let's just keep moving, okay? talk again soon. What? Oh, hello. Of course. What did you want to talk about? You've heard about the Nightingales, right? So I understand that they serve the Daedric Prince Nocturnal and possess exceptional ability in becoming one with the shadows. But the true question is, can they sing? You know, nightingales. Sweet nightingales sing sweet. So if they're worthy enough to carry the title of Nightingale, shouldn't they represent the bird that they're named after? Right? For that matter, why is the shadowy group of assassins called the Dark Brotherhood, when there may clearly be women in the faction as well? Why not the Dark Cis-Brohood, or just the Dark Hood? Live up to your titles, people of Skyrim! Of course. What did you want to talk about? Why do these orphanages exist? For that matter, why have a child if you're just going to abandon them? Leaving them all alone in the dark world, not knowing what to do. It's not fair, it's not... Sorry about that, Dragonborn. I didn't mean to get so emotional. Well, nothing as horrid that these kids have to face. Grelot's got her due coming, that's for sure. Yeah, I was. But all that's in the past. I've been lucky to find a happy family, didn't have a sadistic caretaker, and look how I turned out. You're just being nice. But thanks. I looked out because I have a job, a family, and a home. I just hope these children have a brighter future ahead of them than what they have right now. They deserve that much. All right, back to organizing for me. Dragonborn, Dragonborn, does whatever a dragon can. Well, I don't think flying.
Let's go to Ivarstead and help the young lovers there. I can't think of any better way to spend our time than helping Mara to spread the word of love.
Come to laugh at the grave tender? If you're trying to ask if I tend the Hall of the Dead alone, then the answer is yes. You think anyone around here is going to lift a shovel to help me? Guess again. Leave the dirty work to old Alessandra. Look, I didn't ask for this job, I got stuck with it thanks to my father. My father was a priest of Arkay. All my life was spent around the dead, being forced to learn the proper burial rituals and prayers. I never had any friends. Who'd want to spend time with the weird little girl who hangs around dead people? So I grew up with a miserable trade. This is all I know how to do. Prepare and inter the deceased. I'd like to make the journey to the Hall of the Dead in Whiterun, and give my ceremonial dagger to Anders, the caretaker. I believe once it's interred with my father's remains, I'll be at peace with his memory. I hadn't asked you because I was afraid you'd say no. I appreciate your help. Here, I'm entrusting you with the dagger. Bring it to Anders and he'll take care of the rest. A priest of Arkay is entrusted with a ceremonial dagger once they've completed their training. It's usually given by the head priest who sanctified the ritual. In my case, the head priest happened to be my father. The thing is, I never wanted to follow in his footsteps. In some ways, I still don't. I had to, for honor's sake, but I had waited too long. My father died before he could see my training to completion. When I finally became a priest, they gave me the new High Priest's dagger, but I already owned my father's. So you see, I have to return it. It breaks tradition, and I need to tell him that I finally did what he wanted.
I don't want to burn up again like I did back in Death Mountain, let alone Dragonfires.
Be cautious. The pilgrimage to the shrine is not an easy one.
I hope the favor you're doing for Alessandra will improve her mood.
By the gods, it's true, isn't it? A dragon has attacked Whiterun. How could mere men bring down such a beast? He's the protector of man, the dragon of the north, the patron of all Nords. And despite the Imperials and their treaty, he will always be one of the 9 divines. A devout Nord would rather fall in battle and have his blood spill upon the earth than allow the Empire to strike his name from the divinity. Talos is part of our culture. He's part of our heritage and our tradition. He's Skyrim personified. To suddenly have all that wrenched away is like losing someone you hold dearly in your heart. The Empire already took my daughter from us, but by Talos, they will not take our homeland. I trained our daughter Lilia as a healer to one day tend the shrine of Talos and replace me as a priestess of Talos. When the fighting began over the White Gold Concordat, she ran off to join the Stormcloaks. She had her father's fire, how could I say no? She died out there, only having tended to the wounded soldiers for a few months. We never even found her body. The Empire burned all the dead. Talos preserve you.
Kind of busy, but if you need any potions or ingredients, let me know. You here for lessons like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something? Well, the moisture in the air is better for the ingredients. It isn't every day that you get your hands on fresh nernroot or painted troll fat. It also makes it easier to gather water when the canal is right out the front door. Besides, I also prefer the quiet. I didn't open this business for browsing. Come in, buy what you need, and get out. Hardly. In fact, I don't know how I get anything done with all the distractions I have to put up with. My wife, Halfjorg, well, she's a necessary evil, I suppose. Not a lick of talent when it comes to alchemy, but she keeps me fed. Then there's Ingen Blackbriar, bright young thing and a worthy apprentice, when she isn't wasting my rare ingredients. Yes, goodbye.
This place has seen better days, but it's not my fault. I swear if I wasn't around, Elgrim would forget to eat his meals. How we make any coin at all is beyond me. In fact, I need to arrange for someone to pick up an ore sample for me in Shore Stone. Goodness knows Elgrim won't lift a finger to do it. You would? Oh, that would be wonderful. Speak to Filnyar in Shore Stone. He's got some sort of ore sample he wants us to identify and was willing to pay us well for it. When Elgrim said we were setting up shop down here, I told him he would catch his death. The dirt, the moisture, is disgusting. Who wants to spend their life living like a skeever? But that old bellyacre just fed me some nonsense about light ruining his mixtures and being close to the water. Ah! I know how to mix a few basic potions, but I'm nowhere near as skilled as a master alchemist. I've picked up a few tricks by reading the tomes scattered all over the shop, but I don't have the knack to pull off half of the formulas. I wish Elgrim had spent more time tutoring me than that Ingen girl. Oh, no, I didn't mean it that way. Elgrim can barely put on his own shoes, let alone have the energy to pursue a young girl. He's been gushing about how talented Ingen is at alchemy. He'd never say it to her face. That's not his way. I just think Elgrim's taken it upon himself to mentor the young thing. So he focuses a lot of attention on her.
Our entire supply of painted troll fat. You have no idea. How hard that was to get.
Dangerous.
I'm sure my mother can compensate you for it.
I'll draft a letter to Ryle. If you could have it sent to Shadenall for me, that would make up for your blunder.
I'll make sure it's sent right away. Sorry, just thinking about my experiments. I'm aspiring to earn that title, yes. However, the road ahead is paved with loose cobbles and deadly pitfalls. Master Elgrim says I'm a natural, that I have a unique talent, but I fear his approval masks his intolerance for my mistakes. My errant formulas have cost Master Elgrim a fortune in ingredients, some of which are almost irreplaceable. To restore Master Elgrim's supply, I would need 20 Deathbell, 20 Nightshade, and 20 Nirnroot. Am I sensing that you may be interested in gathering these rare ingredients for me? That means more time for my experiments and less time in the field. Much appreciated. It's exhilarating to observe the effects of my potions on the body. Watching the heart stop, the eyes go blind. We're made up of thousands of parts with thousands of different functions, all working in tandem to keep us alive. Yet if only a single part of our imperfect machine fails, life fails. It makes one realize how fragile, how flawed we are. You ask why I'm so fascinated? The irony that the same world that gave us life provides us the means to die. Nirnroot is the easiest. It grows only by the water and makes a unique chiming noise. The only drawback is it won't regrow after harvesting. Nightshade is native to the pine forest and marshy tundra regions of Skyrim, and has a distinctive starburst-like violet flower. Last we have Deathbell, which only grows in marshy tundra terrain. Its inverted bluish-purple flower bunches are unmistakable. My family. All that wealth and they squander it on foolish ventures and political schemes. I was meant for so much more than all of this. I wish to pledge my life and ply my talents in darker circles. If only my mother would let me, I would make her proud. My experiments can't be completed until you've brought me those ingredients. Do hurry.
You here for... like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something?
Relka, have you had anyone come by and try to sell you an iron horror axe?
My food is the best in all of Skyrim, always as fresh as the day it was collected. I picked up a trick from a butcher in Elenir, a small town over the border in Hammerfell. He showed me a way to grind up ice wraith teeth and use it as a preservative. Keeps everything cold and fresh, but only for a limited time. I'm always looking to replenish my supply, so if you ever come across 5 of them, I'd be more than happy to take them off your hands. Thanks. I was actually worried I'd run out. Well, I'd be careful if I were you. I hear the Nords hunt them for some kind of initiation rite, and not all of them end up victorious. The last traveler that traded me some said he found them at a place called Ancient's Ascent. Careful though. Rumor has it a dragon makes its home there.
Can seriously snort vampire dust.
They live below the streets, in the ratway, like dirty animals. And trust me, they're no better than the vermin that slink out of there for scraps. They make it difficult for decent people to earn a living. Of course, not many decent people live here in the first place. Be careful looking for those teeth. Those little bastards are dangerous. Sounds good. May I owe you for them?
Of course. Say, how are you going to sell all those
If you're
fish?
looking for a handout, you'll want to speak with my husband.
Can I interest you in some fine goods from Morrowind?
I suppose I could do worse.
I may be Dark Elf by birth, but I was raised Argonian. For reasons I'm still trying to discover, I ended up orphaned, then taken in by a kindly Argonian family in Black Marsh. I hope one day to find out what happened to me, how I ended up like that. Just one. I know when I was found by my Argonian father, I was wrapped in a blanket bearing the symbol of House Telvanni. It was one of the great houses in Morrowind long ago. Whether that means I was one of them or not, I'm uncertain. If you come across anything in your travels that might provide me with the answers I'm looking for, I'd be grateful. Thank you. I learned that a matron who had served for House Telvanni had escaped Morrowind during the Accession War. Records showed her buying passage aboard a sailing vessel named the Pride of Telvos, but that's where the trail ran cold. I spent years looking for what became of the ship, but I ended up empty-handed. Anything you can find would be of great help. Good luck.
My husband Bercy will be the death of me. He spends too
You gonna
much time
buy
worrying
something?
about Rift
Or
and
just here for
Conrad.
training? Otherwise, move on. Are you serious? I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by.
Rare trinkets and finest oddities from Morrowind.
Well, let's all raise a flagon to Ulfric, future king of Skyrim and bringer of poverty to the working class. Say, you look like you could handle yourself. Maybe you can help me, if you're looking for work.
Learn a library's worth of knowledge in moments, or throw back that missing leg.
I need someone to pick up supplies from Naranya, living in Windhelm. Thank you. Just bring it back to me, and I'll gladly pay you for your trouble. Don't ask any questions, all right? Just bring it back to me. You gonna stare all day or buy some armor? Look, I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk, and I'm barely scraping by. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less if you're happy about your purchase or not. I just need the coin. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better. Are you serious? The war is tearing the land apart. The dragons have returned seeking who knows what. Skyrim is going nowhere, fast. If I were you, I'd pack up and get out of here before you end up in one of those burial cairns. Come back when you're ready to spend more gold. Goodness knows I could use it.
Greetings, honored friend. Could I interest you in some fine jewelry? I do. Sadly, I'm one of the few traditional Saxhleel jewelers that remains in Tamriel. It's becoming a lost art. Only trouble is gathering materials has become hazardous. The roads to the mines and to the other cities are thick with bandits, and worse. Would you be interested in gathering some materials for me? I'd certainly be happy to compensate you. Thank you, Landstrider. I'm seeking a small list of items to complete my next creation. 2 flawless sapphires, a mammoth tusk, and a chunk of gold ore. Perfect. Melting this down will give me plenty of gold for those necklaces I started.
The fairest prices and the highest quality in Skyrim.
Not well, I'm afraid. That Brynjolf keeps draining the people's pockets with his ridiculous miracle cures. A few months ago, it was Troll Fatsav, and now he's got something new. Not that there's anything that can be done about it. He's in good with the Thieves' Guild. Forgive me. It's a term I haven't used in some time. While most in Tamriel call my kind Argonian, we prefer the term Saxhleel. Maudesi was actually my original Saxhleel name. Unlike others, I decided to embrace tradition and keep it that way. Safe travels, Landstrider.
Huh? Yeah?
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients, I have them. All.
Huh?
Fresh meats and produce. Get them
Genuine
before they're
farmer
gone.
blood elixir for
Jewelry,
sale. Lit for
legendary
thousands of
Argonian
years.
craftsmanship.
See into other people's thoughts.
Buy some armor and live to tell about it.
Maybe you can help me.
Come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel, eh? Smithing's been in my blood for generations. I owe my success to my forefathers and their recipe for flame. The secret is my forge. It consumes fire salts, a strange mineral that burns as hot as red mountain lava. Well, it was. Sadly, this forge is dying, and I've used the last of my fire salts. If I can't feed it soon, it may grow cold. You will? Thank you. 10 pinches of fire salt should give me all I need to bring this forge back to life. A flame Atronach's body might provide fire salt. They're dangerous creatures that can be summoned by wizards. Of course, it would be much easier to check with an alchemist. They occasionally have them for sale. People say I'm making gold off of other people's misery, but what else would I do? Smithing is all I know. Next time one of my shields deflects a killing blow, they'll change their tune. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The forge knows the difference.
Gold solves most problems, doesn't it?
Give a holler if you have any questions.
What's all the commotion?
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar. Ah, well, I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the finest breeding horses in Skyrim. He agreed to sell. I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby believes this exempts him from our deal. It does not. I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the horse's worth.
Okay, you have my permission to slap me.
No idea, but whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission.
You haven't forgotten about the book and...
I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been locked up. No, I'll meet you outside of town. Good man, you won't regret it. Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage papers are and bring them to me outside Riften. You'll be well paid for your time. I'll meet you outside of town.
Lydia, let's sing together. You and I.
Well, if you say so.
Welcome to the Bee and Barb, my lord. If I can interest you in one of our special drinks, you let me
that's
know.
all right. Will you start?
3, in fact. They're my own recipe. Brought them over here from my days as a bartender in Gideon. First is the Velvet LeChance. which is a mixture of blackberry, honey, spiced wine, and a touch of nightshade. Perfectly safe, I assure you. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with a layer of blended mead, lavender, and dragon's tongue on top. Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, Cyrodiilic brandy, Flynn, and Sujamma.
Dum diddy dum diddy doo diddy da, dum diddy dim diddy doo diddy da. Ah, this is
I met her
so
when I wandered
relaxing.
into Riften a few years ago.
Well,
Been smitten with
if
her
you
ever
say
since.
so.
In fact, I'm thinking of asking her to marry me. In Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding ring to represent our future bond. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting.
With the Thieves Guild in town, I think
I was
they
hoping
have
you'd
that
offer.
power.
I didn't think it was my place to ask such a favor of you. I thank you. Every Argonian wedding proposal band is supposed to have 3 flawless amethysts as part of their design. 2 of the gems, the ones on the outside, represent the couple to be married. One for the husband, one for the wife. The amethyst in the center represents the Hist, the entity that all Argonians consider a sacred part of our lives.
And 10 gold for some sweet rolls. How much do we have to tip, do you know?
They're vermin. Garbage. They're exactly what makes this city such a horrible place to live. How appropriate they should live in the Ratway with the rest of the trash. Disgusting. Ruined sewers filled with goodness knows what. There's an entrance down by the canal, but I'd highly advise you to stay out of there. It's the Thieves Guild's territory. If you'll excuse me, I have other things to attend to.
I've got your back.
Come to see Balaman perform miracles with steel, eh?
Protect yourself right.
The finest weapons and armor. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The Forge knows the difference.
Gems, potions, exotic ingredients, I have them all.
Oh.
Beautiful baubles and gleaming gemstones over here.
Genuine Balmer blood elixir for sale. Live for thousands of years. See into other
Buy
people's
some armor
lives.
and live to tell about it.
Let's bring the amethyst to Talon Riften as soon as possible. Oh, it really feels so good to be able to help a couple that are in love.
Out of my way. The son of the Jarl has no time for idle conversation with travelers. If you must know, I was practicing in the yard when the guard I was sparring with fainted when I specifically told him to duck. My blade bit right into the stonework next to the keep and needed serious repairs. Thankfully, our smith Balamand works wonders. In fact, if you'd fetch my blade from him, I'd be most appreciative. Thank you. Do hurry, please. Every day, the threat of exile from Riften draws closer for myself and my family. Who knows how many spies the Empire has sent into our midst already? We're at war. This isn't the time for hospitality. Thank goodness Mother is keeping a level head about everything. If my brother Saerlund had his way, we'd be flying Imperial colors by now.
Give me a D.
Can you
Give me an
believe
I.
that fool
Give
had
me
the
an A.
audacity to speak of his love for the Empire in the plaza? He expects us to
You're
drop our
looking at me like
defenses
you've never
and
heard
greet
that
them
cheer
with open
before.
arms, to dialogue with them rather than defend our homeland by spilling their blood. He's a traitor, plain and simple. Had I been sitting on the throne, he'd be hanging from the gallows for his sympathies toward the Empire. Mm-hmm.
Lazy good for nothing, isn't he? Sent you down here when I'm a stone's throw from the keep. Here's the sword. Tell Harald to stop slaying walls, and perhaps his blade will stay in better condition. Remember, nothing but genuine fire salts will do. The Forge knows the difference.
Still here.
Took your sweet time getting it to me. Here you go, for your trouble. Mm-hmm.
Fascinating.
Have our scouts come up with any information on these reports of dragons?
Yes, milady. That unpleasantness at Helgen supposedly involved a dragon. It killed several soldiers before it departed.
I want you to speak to the city guard. Make sure there's a contingency plan in effect in case Riften falls under attack.
Yes, milady. I've also taken the liberty in preparing a private carriage, just in case.
Good.
I don't ever want to scrub a castle floor again.
What could it mean? The return of the Dragonborn? And who among us could possibly hold that honor and such power? Indeed. There have been multiple attempts on the Jarl's life. We're not certain if it's the Dark Brotherhood or simply Imperial sympathizers. We've also had run-ins with spies attempting to probe our security for weaknesses. I work with the city guard to make certain they fail. At the end of the day, I'm the last line of defense for the Jarl. I will not allow her to fall.
I must be the Thieves Guild's most favorite target for
Ulfric's a bloody hero. I don't think there's a worthy Nord alive who dare argue the point.
Honestly?
He's taking the Empire to task and making them answer for their crimes. I don't think I'll be content until Ulfric sits upon the throne of Skyrim with the ashes of the Concordat at his feet. Liars and bastards, every one of them. I'd have their heads on a pike if it wasn't for the war effort. All I need is a dozen men, and we could march into the Ratway and burn them out like rodents. Stormcloaks won't have it, though. Too busy keeping the Imperial forces at bay. Everyone knows the Thieves Guild uses the old sewer system beneath Riften as their hideout. I'd go down there myself, but that would leave Jarl Layla unprotected. I'm keeping my eye on you.
I think Percy Honeyhand is really unhappy with what Thieves Guild is doing to Riften.
Did we have an appointment? No. It was a delivery? I can't remember. Someone actually interested in what I'm doing. Amazing. Well, allow me to explain. My experimentation involves a magical construct and a reagent that will allow the construct to maintain a field of permanent harmonic energy. Aha! So, you're a student of theoretical applied harmonics. Putting aside Ralston's constant of universal inversion for a moment, how would you approach the problem? Draw the harmonic energy into the reagent, or allow it to generate its own field? Calipers? That's utterly ridiculous. Maybe long ago you could just find calipers in every household across Tamriel, but not anymore. Hold on. You've given me a brilliant idea. Just as calipers hold materials in place, a soul siphon can hold magic fields in place. Genius! And I'm sure you've completely worked out how to counteract complete dimensional collapse, right? Are you completely insane? Swallow a soul gem? That has to be the most brilliant and unexpected solution I've heard in a long time. It solves all of my problems and keeps the field stable. Now all I need... Wait, what were we talking about? Yes, I could use some help with that. An assistant, perhaps? No. Maybe a familiar... No, too messy. Well, at any rate, organization is not my strong suit. Not at all. I need as much help as I can get. In fact, if you could retrieve a few things for me, I could start on my next set of experiments. As you can imagine, I tend to forget things often. Leave things around. I really must learn to put these things away. What I need is my Dwemer Stirring Spoon, my Orichalcum Ingot, and my Grand Soul Gem. In fact, I could use them immediately. Bring those items back to me, and I'll be happy to experiment on you. No, that isn't right. I'd be happy to reward you. Excellent. I can't wait. Well, why are you still standing here? Oh, right. You need to know where they are. That would help. Let's see. Last time I used the Dwemer's spoon was at my dear friend Bodhi's house in Iverstead. Fellstar Farm, I believe it's called. The Orichalcum Ingot should still be at Winterhold at the Frozen Hearth Inn. I don't know why I didn't just take it with me. And last is the Soul Gem. I left that one in Windhelm at the White Phial Alchemy Shop. It was a good trade, too. Oh well. Winterhold. You want the college there. They teach quite a bit. Okay. Now where did I put those spiders?
Hey!